Madagascar. Today, it's known for its lemurs, baobab trees, and unique biodiversity. But rewind the clock far enough, and you'll find something much darker. Because prehistoric Madagascar wasn't just exotic, it was nightmare fuel. A place where flightless terror birds stalked the forests. Giant carnivorous lemurs may have torn prey apart, and crocodiles could run like dogs. This isn't the Madagascar of animated movies. This is the Madagascar where survival meant staying out of the shadows because something might be watching, or worse, hunting. Let's step into the ancient world of this isolated island and meet the monsters that once called it home. Chapter 1. The island that time locked away. First, you need to understand just how strange Madagascar is. Around 160 million years ago, it broke off from mainland Africa. Then, about 88 million years ago, it split from the Indian subcontinent and became a truly isolated island. This meant evolution here had a blank canvas and millions of years to get weird. And it did. Animals evolved without outside competition, and the result was a prehistoric bestiary found nowhere else. What roamed Madagascar were often more ancient, more extreme, or more bizarre versions of animals you might know today. And many of them were predators. Chapter 2. The Dog Crocodile. Razanandrongobe. Let's start with a predator so strange it took decades to figure out what it even was. Razanandrongobe sakalavai. Try saying that 5 times fast. Its name means large ancestor from the Sakalava region, and it was one of the top predators of late Jurassic Madagascar. At first glance, it looked like some kind of theropod dinosaur. It had serrated teeth, a powerful jaw, and a skull that resembled something between a T-Rex and a meat grinder. But this creature wasn't a dinosaur at all. It was a notosuchian, part of a group of land-dwelling crocodile relatives. Razanandrongobe was a croc that acted like a carnivorous dinosaur. It walked on land, likely on all fours, and had thick, bone-crunching teeth capable of tearing through tough prey and even bone. Paleontologists believe it may have scavenged or actively hunted on the island. This wasn't a croc that lurked in swamps. This was a sprinting, biting, relentless land predator. Think of it as a Jurassic land shark with legs. Chapter 3. The Demon Duck. Aepyornis. And elephant birds. Fast forward to the Cenozoic era, and Madagascar's isolation gives rise to another strange group, the elephant birds. Among the largest birds to ever live, the genus Aepyornis included birds that stood over 3 meters tall, 10 feet, and weighed up to 500 kilograms, 1,100 pounds. They were flightless, thick-legged, and built like walking tanks. But here's where things get creepy. While modern ostriches and emus are skittish grazers, Aepyornis was likely much more aggressive. With massive legs and a powerful beak, it could have delivered deadly kicks or pecks to anything that threatened it. There are even ancient stories from local Malagasy folklore about giant birds that attacked humans. Now, there's no concrete evidence that Aepyornis hunted humans, but imagine stumbling across one in the jungle, a towering bird staring you down, with nowhere to run. It may not have been a predator, but it was definitely a monster. Chapter 4. Giant lemurs with teeth to match. Today, lemurs are some of the most charming and quirky animals on the planet, but Madagascar used to be home to giant lemurs that were far more intimidating. Take Archaeolemur, sometimes called the baboon lemur. It was nearly the size of a large dog and had robust jaws and teeth adapted for crushing hard food, or potentially defending itself violently. Its limb proportions suggest it spent more time on the ground than in trees, possibly moving in aggressive foraging groups. Then there's Hadropithecus, a stocky lemur with a flat face and enormous chewing muscles. It may have looked like a cross between a gorilla and a wombat and was likely a ground-dwelling herbivore. But what really unsettles paleontologists is Megalodapus, or the koala lemur. Megalodapus grew to nearly 1.5 meters, 5 feet long, and had strong sloth-like limbs, but its skull was built to withstand major stress. Some think it could have used its head like a battering ram in conflicts. It likely fed on tough plant material, but with size and strength like that, it wouldn't be afraid to throw down if challenged. These weren't just big lemurs, they were megafauna with attitude. Chapter 5. The Cave Cannibal, Crocodilus antongilensis. Deep in Madagascar's river systems lurks the modern Nile crocodile, but fossil evidence hints at a now extinct croc that was even more terrifying, Crocodilus antongilensis. This species, likely native to Madagascar, might have overlapped with humans and giant lemurs. Some theories suggest it was a separate species from the Nile croc entirely, more suited to freshwater cave systems and marshes. But the truly eerie part? Some subfossil remains show possible bite marks on lemur bones that match croc dentition. It suggests that this species may have actively preyed on the giant lemurs. In other words, it wasn't just a passive part of the ecosystem. It was a predator that may have actively influenced the extinction of other animals. And it gets creepier. Some Malagasy legends speak of cave-dwelling beasts that snatched people in the night. It's speculative, sure, but in a place where crocs learn to stalk prey in the dark, you can see why the stories exist. Chapter 6. The Last of the Megafauna. So what happened? If Madagascar was once crawling with giant lemurs, elephant birds, and dog-like crocs, why are they all gone? The answer, in part, is us. When humans first arrived on Madagascar around 2,500 years ago, they encountered an island full of strange megafauna, and within a few centuries, many of those animals were extinct. Evidence shows that humans hunted some species directly, like the elephant birds. Other animals, like the giant lemurs, may have fallen victim to habitat destruction or competition with humans and introduced animals like dogs and pigs. And predators like Crocodilus antongilensis may have been targeted or outcompeted by invasive Nile crocodiles. Essentially, when humans arrived, prehistoric Madagascar's monsters didn't stand a chance. The age of nightmare beasts came to an end, not with a meteor, but with fire, spears, and axes. Conclusion: prehistoric Madagascar was a place of giants, anomalies, and evolutionary oddities. It was a land where crocodiles ran like wolves, lemurs looked like linebackers, and the sky belonged to birds that could squash a car. But in the end, they were no match for humans. We were the final predator. Don't forget to subscribe for more scientifically accurate prehistoric horror. To explore the next Jurassic Zoo episode, click here.